Joining me now, celebrity runner Tanya Marchiol from HGTV's Bang for Your Buck. Tanya, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
So you traveled from far and wide as well. She traveled from the Philippines. You traveled from, was it Arizona?
Arizona, yes.
Okay, you traveled from Arizona to make it to the New York City Marathon, only to find out that it was canceled. And so how disappointed were you?
Honestly, if this was causing dissension with the residents of New York City, Bloomberg did the right thing. He should have done it a little bit earlier. People were losing their lives. People don't have power. They're afraid of freezing. This is something that this race brings the city together. It should not cause dissension. So that's one thing that I think you really made the right decision by canceling it and really sending those resources to the people that truly need them.
And so now I understand an awful lot of runners who made that trip have decided, okay, I'm here, I'm going to be a volunteer, I'm going to help. There were a whole lot who turned out to Staten Island earlier today to help in any way, shape, or form. What are you going to do?
That's exactly right. And that's where I got really excited yesterday when they did cancel the race. I didn't have to run 26.2 miles.
And you've been training for it. Wait a minute.
And I was running for North Shore Animal League. So I called North Shore immediately and I asked them what I could do to help them. So I'm actually walking dogs and helping the North Shore Animal League. They're the largest no-kill shelter in the world. And they've taken in over 90 animals. And they're up at Nassau Community College right next to the Red Cross, so that the people in the shelter can actually see their pets, and they're caring for their pets. So I'm up there helping them as much as I can, and then I'm heading to Staten Island tomorrow as well.
Oh my goodness. And so what do you suppose you're going to be able to do in Staten Island? Because apparently they're still trying to organize this, flood of all these new, helping hands, and they want to figure out, how to best utilize everybody. What are you hoping that you might be assigned or volunteer to do?
That's exactly the problem, is there are a lot of volunteers and people don't know what to do. And honestly, I don't care if I'm shoveling sand or moving furniture or have a dryer in someone's house. I think the whole point is that we need to unite and come together and help the people that really need it. New York is a comeback city. They'll come back again. And if Phoenicians and people from the Philippines and everybody that was here to run the race help, we'll make it a little bit better.
Okay. And in the meantime, with the HGTV show, Bang for Your Buck, we get to see that your expertise, is in the real estate industry. And I understand that you are, licensed in many states, including that of New York. And so when we talk about some of the hard-hit areas, Queens, the Rockaways, etc., I understand that you kind of have a point of view about the obstacles that might be ahead for some of those homeowners, namely the ones who were living in homes where they may have been behind in their payments, facing foreclosure, etc. And what's this recovery likely to be for them, or the rebuilding efforts, the response?
Right. So in September, we actually saw existing home sales jump 11% over the past year. So we were actually getting into a little bit of a positive situation for housing. This is actually going to set back the national housing numbers, let alone New York's housing numbers. Foreclosures in New York, on average, take 900 days. So there were a lot of people that were in the foreclosure process that may say, you know what, this is just far too much. I'm not going to try to modify. I'm not going to try to do anything. I'm just going to walk away. And that really leaves the burden on the banks. So the banks are going to have a lot of decisions to make. Do they fix them? Do they sell them as is and let investors come in and really create that home and make the money on them? What are they really going to do? But there is a lot of decisions to be made when it comes to housing. And I think one of the hardest things for a lot of New Yorkers are these homes are passed on from generation to generation. So there may not be homes that they want to give up. They want to recreate these homes. They want to make it home again. And that's where they're really going to have to understand that, yes, there's going to be assistance from FEMA and your insurance, but you're really going to have to get in and probably do some sweat equity to get these homes back to what they were.
Tanya Marchiol, thanks so much. I won't wish you the best or break a leg because you're not running tomorrow, but instead I do wish you the best on your volunteerism activity tomorrow, because yeah, there's going to be a lot of heavy lifting, but I know the people in Staten Island are awfully grateful that you and so many other runners are volunteering to help them out. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much.